have started your Spring Boot application and suddenly seen this error of circular dependencies? Today I'll explain exactly why this happens and what circular dependency really mean in Spring. Circular dependency happens when two beans depend on each other. For example, order service depends on payment service and payment service depends on order service. To create order service, you need payment service, and to create payment service, Spring needs order service. So, which one gets created first? It's a loop, and Spring cannot break that loop when using constructor injection. In modern versions of Spring Boot and Spring Framework, Spring will throw this circular dependency error because constructor injection requires the dependency to be fully created before the object exists. This is the fail-fast behavior of Spring. Suppose A is dependent on B and B is dependent on A. This is a bad design. This is a tight coupling, mixed responsibilities, and wrong layering. Instead, we create a different class where A depends on C and B depends on C. This is a clean code and clean architecture. I have Spring Boot application where I'm I have transaction service and request mapper. And in request mapper, I have given this transaction service, and in transaction service, I'm giving the object of request mapper. So I'm trying to create a circular dependency and trying to see if my application runs successfully. Both are depending on each other. Here in this transaction service, I have request mapper, and in request mapper, I have transaction service. And if you and you can see this has failed because of circular reference. This is the fail fast behavior. We don't want to go in production with the circular dependencies there and objects are not created properly or injected properly. So this is good, and basically our design is bad. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one more object as a DB helper, and I'm going to move my common code in DB helper, and I'm going to use that dependency to break this cyclic nature. Basically, you don't have to fix the cyclic dependencies using some methods, but you have to replace or change your design. I have fixed it, and let me check if this works. And you can see the Spring Boot is started successfully. Now let me check by testing it, and yes, I'm getting the response.